Hey builders, welcome to day 6 of building an AI company from scratch. First step of the day will be to try Fabric. Fabric is the AI second brain that I'm going to use to transfer all my knowledge to and to make it handled by this AI assistant. Got a few tasks that they give you during the onboarding: upload files, notes, saving links, asking assistant to find data, connecting to data stuff like external APIs and stuff like that, so that the AI can start doing its thing. And I'm very excited about this. It's one of the many things I need to do today. But if this is a success at the first attempt, that would be great, because that means I can dive straight into the learning phase and share the first learning resources with you. So let's get started. So it's been an hour since I started with Fabric, and first thing I did was just open my Obsidian and throw some notes inside, and that got me thinking, can I use Cursor with Obsidian? And for sure, I knew about AI plugins for Obsidian, but haven't really tried them or even researched. So I watched a few videos, and it looks like there's plugins that let you install local LLMs. There's plugins that help you with automatic tagging, so that when you're making a note, it suggests what to tag it to. You can have a chat on a panel inside Obsidian and ask anything you want in natural language, and it would find your notes instead of keyword-based research. So all the problems I wanted to be solved, they could be solved in Obsidian. Now, the thing is, this requires some more learning on my end, which is doable. But I think because of the fact that some of these solutions, the most powerful I saw is using NA10 and Cursor and Obsidian. But there's a problem, because Cursor never tried it and NA10 neither, because I have resources on how to learn them properly, but I had to start learning. And where do I put my learning snippets and insights, or even just transcripts, notes, brainstorming? Have to have a place to store them in the first place. So I still think I'm going to stick to my solution. I'm going to just test with Fabric. I don't need data integration, so I'm probably going to get a $6 per month plan. It's nothing. It's just going to a few dollars, and probably going to try it for not even a month, probably even less. And in the meantime, that I get enough knowledge, I can make a decision whether I want to transfer all my previous knowledge from Obsidian into Fabric, or just the local knowledge, I wouldn't call it local, the temporary new knowledge I'm acquiring about AI stuff that will reside into Fabric. And at that point, if I think it's worth it to then use NA10 and Cursor, combine them with Obsidian, I will simply just take everything I have in Fabric and move it back to my Obsidian. So I think there isn't a situation in which I'm losing out on something. It's a win-win situation. I get to learn about a new tool to test something that is much more feasible and flexible and dynamic, like Fabric, because it has integration with other devices and Chrome extension and all those things. So I still want to try it. I'm very hyped about that. But if I see that Obsidian can be much more powerful with the addition of NA10 and Cursor, I will do that. So yeah, it's still a work in progress. And for that reason, let's keep making this progress. Another hour went by. I did a quick break halfway through to make some repurposed short forms from day 5 long form. Because yeah, day 5 was packed with good news. And um, wholesome moments, at least for me. So I had to make sure as many of you could follow along, because I know these videos are very long. So most people don't watch all the way through. It's just a way for me to keep myself accountable, and maybe for someone to see the day to day of what it looks like, what it really looks like to build with AI. So I understand that maybe someone else wants just a short value. So I did that, and now I get back to work. Actually, I think it's lunchtime, so quick lunch, and then we get back to work. And I'm gonna start from a few resources that I had saved when it comes to automation, agents, NA10, and a bit more, honestly, because most of this will be just me testing it. The best way to learn is practicing, right? So it will be very basic info. I think it will be mainly best practices. That's a lot of things I have saved. I've saved a lot of community-made resources for people that tried maybe vibe coding or vibe marketing and created templates, guidelines, rules for Cursor. There's a lot of things that make your experience smooth and safe, more importantly, when vibe coding, as well as kickstart your first agents with pre-made templates or guidelines for NA10. So I have all of that saved, and I'm just gonna put them into Fabric and consume them, give my insights, ask myself questions. There's a few techniques that I utilize with learning stuff. So you can, of course, follow along and get all these resources in maybe in the next video if you want them. Just ask what you need and I'll give it to you. So yeah, again, let's get back to work. Now that my Fabric is almost perfectly organized, I started putting some different types of information into it: screenshots, plain text, Notion bookmark, YouTube videos, and I started to notice some flaws, because the more you utilize something new, the earlier you kind of understand if it works or not, right? So YouTube videos can't get transcribed, and if you go and ask the assistants to, the AI assistant to do a summary, it does a summary, I guess, based on title and description. So what it can visualize by its preview. For anything else, I think it's still quite useful. It can extract information from screenshots if there's text through OCR. So I think that's a starting point. I've been watching a lot more videos about Notion's AI, but even better, Obsidian's AI plugins. And yeah, I guess that's exactly what I'm going to switch to. But spending the whole day on finding the perfect system isn't working for me. Like, that's unproductive. I just needed to have something, and now I'm just going to put some information into here and at least have a place where I'm storing the information I'm about to consume. And talking about this, if I stick with this task right now, it's going to take my whole day. So I got to switch to something else. I guess it's time to check Dia out. Dia is the first AI native browser, and I can't wait to test it. It's been more than 24 hours since I got the invite. I haven't tested it yet. Let's do it together. Okay, so I started using Dia, but I thought, how can I test it the way I want to? So I did both things: make progress on learning the things I want to learn and using Dia at the same time. And I think I did the right thing. So let me show you a quick introduction to Dia. Of course, you can't see everything properly. And again, this is me gatekeeping, because at the end of the day, so at the end of this video, you will see everything in the daily recap with screen recording and more details. But the quick version of this is that as you are onboarded, you can import everything from your other browser, like Arc or Safari. It's Mac only, by the way. It's an alpha version, not even beta, so it doesn't have a lot of features. But the one they have are good, because once you import everything, you have more context for the AI that is built in the browser to act. They give you this unlisted video from one of their team members that explain what you can do for now. And then there's this new tab here, which is how you can personalize DIA. DIA asks you who you look up to so that they can think just like them. That's what it claims to do. Ask you how you like to learn. Concise bullet points, short, simple statements, structured paragraph, visual learning, all those things. How DIA should talk, so casual or formal, and anything else you want to add. So if you wanted to add emojis or explain like I'm 5 or use analogies. So this is, during the onboarding, what triggered the idea of, wait a moment, what if I use this as my resource planner and summarizer and studying assistant? Because you already know by now that Fabric doesn't do that. So I think I can still keep using Arc as my default browser, especially because DIA is structured on tabs, with tabs. So normal Google Chrome experience, unlike Arc that is set up differently. And I'm like, my brain now is divided into two thought processes when it comes to using a browser. When I'm on my Windows at home, at my PC, I use Brave, which is essentially Google Chrome. So tabs and windows and profiles. When I use Arcs are different, like tabs and browsing organization. And I know that's when I'm on my Mac. So yeah, I think this is what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna use DIA to help me with studying the information, dissecting it, analyzing, suggesting new things, putting things together. And I will show you a specific example of what I mean at the end of the video during the daily recap. Because for now, I'll just keep going. Watching a football match right now. We're winning. Great way after dinner to kind of disconnect a little bit. And then, yeah, we'll get back to work as soon as the match is over. And here we are with a daily recap. So, let's start as always with the structure. If you're watching this for the first time, the first part is community feedback. So I look at your comments on mainly YouTube, but I also check Instagram and Twitter and give you my answer or my thoughts, my feedback, anything you need. Then we do the data tracking, how much the balance changed, how many followers we gained or lost, and the progress in bullet points that I made throughout the day. And finally, a strategy session, which is more or less spread throughout both the data tracking and the community feedback. So yeah, you can consider this a having some strategy as well. But usually at the end, if there's major things, that's where I say them. So let's get started with the community feedback. Yesterday we stopped here, gave my answer to Noobmaster531, and looks like he has another comment for me. Thanks for explaining it. By the way, I'm a student who's learning game development as a proper degree. I'm not as knowledgeable in AI and related fields as you are. That's not true. Looks like I know a lot, but I know a lot of the basics. I didn't really dive deep into the heavy stuff because I want to do that with you. I do use it, but I'm not an expert or a very knowledgeable person. Same for me. Could you give some recommendation that worked for you to start learning about AI and all? I tried doing research on my own, but there are so many people telling different things. It's hard to figure what will be the next big thing in the future. And yes, I will try something related to AI fashion, as you mentioned. Nice idea, and nothing of that sort exists yet here. Thanks a lot. Thank you for keeping up with watching the answer and, doing this kind of back and forth video by video. So the fashion idea was so random, and it's funny that you actually found it useful. But I guess, that's good. So when it comes to researches, you happen to be at the perfect moment, in like the perfect place, I should say, because what I'm gonna cover in this video is basically, as you've seen before this clip, throughout my day, it's basically how I'm learning things. So here in the description, you will find a few videos that I found useful to learn how to learn, to structure information properly. And then, of course, by following along every single day, you will see how I implement these things. I think I'm gonna not just link resources randomly, but the next step, as I said in a previous video, would be to create a sort of community platform for us to interact. So that's what I will do. But yeah, just if you watch the video, you see what I learn, and you can kind of use that, because I did that too. I've been in AI since 2023. So that's why my library has almost 2,000 resources and tools. So I have curated a lot of newsletters, kept the ones that were working, unsubscribed for the ones that was just copycats or not useful at all. So I have knowledge about filtering the right information, but again, didn't dive deeper into them. So yeah, we'll do that together. Nothing on Twitter, so I'm checking Instagram and got the answer from Josh. Josh said, hey, this is great, man. I appreciate the message. And yes, I do a lot of vibe coding in Framer, using ChatGPT to help me build out components that Framer is not able to do itself. I'd love to assist in any brand building or design needs. Just let me know. That's perfect. So yeah, I will keep talking with Josh. So unless Josh has some specific updates or questions, probably I won't be covering this conversation in the videos anymore. But for sure you'll hear about him again, because looks like he's gonna be the very first hardcore dedicated member of a potential community, private community that we're gonna be building, which applies to Noob Master 531 as well, I guess, right? So slowly we're growing, and I know there's Federico that would be part of it too. So yeah, I like that. And of course, this means the world to me. So thank you for your support. And this is how much the situation changed from yesterday. I spent $6 on Fabric. It's the monthly subscription. And probably not gonna renew, or maybe yes. Depends on a few things. Before we check what that thing is and how I organize my Fabric, let's go and check the followers change. By the way, we're now at minus $169. Followers literally unchanged, because we lost 2 followers on X but gained 2 on Instagram. Lost a follower on TikTok but gained 1 on YouTube. So plus 0 in net change. When it comes to progress, I tried Fabric, I organized folders and resources for optimal learning phase, and I tried Dia. So let's cover both real quick. So when it comes to Fabric, the reason why I upgraded my plan is because I wanted to get access to the voice note feature mainly, and also because you have like 100 gigabytes, I think, of storage. Yeah. The only thing you don't get with a $6 plan is the data connections, but I don't need data connections. I don't need to connect my Notion. I don't need to connect my Drive. And that's literally the only 2 things I can connect, because they are still building with other APIs. So I think That's the most optimal thing. Also, I haven't downloaded the mobile app yet. I think I'll start doing it from tomorrow, literally. But I downloaded the browser extension, which allows me to clip things or take screenshots and save them automatically without interrupting my flow. So that is really good. I can do some keyboard shortcuts, which I think I will do when I get the desktop app. I won't be using it in the browser anymore. And I had the option of importing from another app, but I don't have Obsidian, so I couldn't upload all my news from Obsidian. This is, I would say, a downside. Yeah, so if I had a suggestion for them, it would be just to add Obsidian. They have Evernote, my mind. They have like almost anything, right? Omnivore too, but I don't use them. But that's not a big deal, because I am literally starting from scratch, not only for a title of the series, building an AI companies from scratch, but in this case, it's learning AI stuff from scratch almost, right? So how did I divide them? I divide my spaces into inbox. So where I just do fast things. I save fast screenshots or videos, stuff like that. It's more like a bookmark thing. Things that I know might be useful, but they are still not properly organized. Why did I do that? I will show you once you see the way I'm using Dia. That will make more sense. But yeah, when it comes to my spaces, then I got the vibe coding space. I just started testing it real quick with some notes, some tags, so nothing too heavy, because literally like most of my day went by because of testing Dia, deciding literally if I wanted to go with Fabric. I know it's just $6, but again, I'm building from scratch, so every dollar is a negative. It goes into negative, right? So every expense should be calculated, and I think this will be worth it, at least as a temporary storage for structured information that get processed from the raw state into structured and distilled. I have to do it somewhere. I don't want to do it in Obsidian. I want to do it here because it's faster for me to either scale it, so keep staying here, or move it to somewhere else, like maybe a new Obsidian with AI plugins, with a cursor as well, to handle it through maybe MCPs, or my custom solutions with NA10, Telegram bots that can be different types of assistants. I can do all of that. I have the ideas and I have the overall mapping of how those things will work. I'm still missing the technical and actual test, because you will see in a resource that I will link down below, because it's actually here, those two links, I will link them. It's how to learn. This is something I already kind of knew, but it's good to be reminded. And same for this. I've been following a lot of Justin Sung when it comes to the learning things, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it. I will give you those resources, and if you implement those learning techniques, you'll be good for the actual material that you will see from me. So the AI stuff. What do I mean? I mean this. I actually created this for one of my close friends who wanted to learn AI. So I had some resources for him. Some of them he already finished, NA10, agent that creates agents. So he decided to go the AI stuff because he's also an editor, but he wanted to go the AI way. So started specifically with agents, because then there's vibe coding, some of those things. And I organized those for someone that is starting out, which is literally the same type of content I'll go through. So I already have the content. Also prioritize, because everything is in this column, and what he already did is differentiated by this with no status, for the very reason that I think this might be more useful in a shorter amount of time in terms of like information consumption. So that's what I'll be doing starting tomorrow. And that's it for Fabric. You'll just see me using it a bit more, but that's pretty much it. You can upload files, links, you can ask to find stuff. You can do smart collections. So at one point you can create kind of like a space, but maybe if I want to do, because now I have the vibe coding folder, right? So everything about vibe coding goes here, but what if I want something about security for making your vibe coded apps and databases safe? I can come here and type security for vibe coding, and all the resources will be pulled automatically into Smart Collection. And that's helpful. That's helpful. That's smart. I can keep expanding that collection. It will suggest linking notes together. They also have a visual graph, so you can visualize your notes and how they're linked, just like in Obsidian. They have that feature coming. So so far so good. Now let's move to DR. So this is DR. When you open DR, the thing you get is this quick tour from one of their team members. And long story short, they have mentions where you can ask AI to mention, you can give it a prompt and mention any tab. So it has the full context of that tab, and you can say, for example, if you're doing a comparison video, you can tag a YouTube video or a tab, literally whatever is in that tab. The browser can read it because the HTML, the literal information, is on that tab, right? When you open a tab on your browser, you are seeing your monitor information on your monitor because the browser acts as the interface. So it's such a no-brainer concept, the fact that a browser displays info, so it has the full context. If there's JavaScript, it can read it. If it's a video, it can read it. If it, like anything, it can be processed by the browser itself. Meaning, a browser that is entirely AI powered can do that too. And this is revolutionary, but such a simple concept that, yeah, it's quite mind-blowing in a way, right? So because it can read every content, you can mention the content of a tab, a whole tab, and do a prompt with it. So let's see if I go back to my history, I can show you. Let's check this out.
Hi there, my name is
Something like, what can DR actually read? So it watches the video. They're using ChatGPT, by the way, and the good thing is I didn't put my API. This is completely free. So they are paying all the cost for the ChatGPT API to work for every user. So it can read the web naturally, so it can do like in real-time research, like deep research for ChatGPT. Your open tabs, your notes or documents, like Notion doc, the page you're on, so you can ask specific things about maybe only the description or whatever, right? And combined context, so you can link again multiple things together. When it comes to personalization, I haven't tried it yet. I want to do a comparison for this reason. So I want to try 24 hours without customization and 24 hours with it. So you can ask it to, it asks you, who do you look up to? So you can put some people here so that the AI will think just like them. This is crazy. Like, it shapes its thought process after the people you look up to. So you can customize your browser to be that person, like to be who you're looking up to, right? Then another question is, how do you like to learn? So you can select bullet points, short, simple statements, or structured paragraphs, or lengthy essays that provide deep discussions in any given topic or anything else, then you can ask it to be more casual or more formal, and anything else as well. If you want to give it more context, specific information, like explain concepts like I'm five, or use analogies, so that literally every answer from every tab, from every prompt, every interaction, it follows all the instructions in the customization. And if you import information from another browser, I imported from Arc, you get more context, like it has more data to work on. The good thing is that this is 10%, maybe 15% of what the browser company, which is the company behind Arc, the browser I'm using, and this one, Dia, like they have so many plans. There's only like 10-15%. So there will be an agent inside of it. Like the cursor you see here now moving, there will be a kind of a clone of a cursor. When there's an action point that is open, you can say, okay, now do it. So let's say you receive an email with some action points from your boss of things you need to do. You click on the cursor, it does it for you on a window or on a tab while you do everything else. Then there's more features, like I will show, again, just like Fabric, I will show it as I discover them and I kind of see what's working and what isn't. What kind of I was upset from was the fact that is Google Chrome looking, not Arc looking. Doesn't have the same structure of Arc. It has it's structured with tabs. So that's it. I tested it and I think it's quite good because I was looking at all my bookmarks, so my private bookmarks on X. I loaded all of them, so I scrolled until the bottom, and I asked to do a, I have to start learn vibe coding from scratch. This is my folder. Check all posts in here and make a learning order so I know what to start from. And I viewed all the posts and ordered them. So it said, maybe it's better if you start from this one. So I spent 200 plus hours and I can click on view post and it would open it for me on the same page. Actually, it didn't open. Yeah, but it's this one. I can just find it, right? And I go here. It's one of my bookmarks and I look at stuff. As easy as that, right? And then so on and so forth. Then I asked, make sure to include all resources. I want an overall learning plan with macro phases as explained in this video, Matthew Berman, which is like, who is the same guy here, but filled with practical resources like the one in here, so in the current page. So essentially I asked it to combine the full context from that video with additional threads and information from my bookmarks about vibe coding. And it did a good job. So that's actually, I think, that's the first few things I started noting down into Fabric, by the way. So I will keep going tomorrow. This is this was the strategy right now. Right now, no particular strategy on what to build. It's just I know I will build. A very important thing is I want to know in the comments, guys, if you want to get access to a like private community where we share info and all of that, just like what I'm probably gonna do with Federico, with Josh, and the most active guys that, we're always talking in the comments and you get my answer in the video like the day later. But what if we actually learn together and have a faster response rate, right? So let me know if you want something like this and I'll build it. Maybe again we can make a virtual office where we can hang out and just focus and do stuff together. And if no one is online, it's still, we have the offline version, which could be a Discord or a Telegram chat or whatever. We'll find out. So thank you for your support as always. Now the only remaining thing is the journaling that you will see in at the end of each tweet that I do at the end of the day. But apart from that, as always, see you tomorrow and keep building.